Welcome everyone. I'm your host King Crucial the Great. We got our co-host tonight, King Chaos the Great.
Yo,
Welcome to the stage, brother. Yeah, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you haven't. And tonight we're gonna have an interesting one. Needless to say, let's get into the first topic of the night. That'll be these protests across the 50 states of America, right?
yep.
So let's
And
pull up that article.
who protesting?
All right. So now we ain't subscribing AP. He was mid anyways. Let's see. Let's check it out. It says crowds of people angry about the way President Trump is running the country marched and rallied in scores of American cities Saturday in the biggest day of demonstrations yet by opposition movement trying to regain its momentum after the shock of Republicans' first weeks in office. So-called hands-off demonstrations were organized by for more than 1,200 locations in all 50 states by more than 150 groups, including civil rights organizations, labor unions, LGBT, yeah, veterans,
No.
and elections activists. Rallies appeared peaceful with no immediate reports of arrest.
Wait,
So yeah,
why would arrest be in the article? Well, so there's a what? I'm not understanding.
well, they're saying nobody got arrested.
What I'm saying it's
So
hands.
look, that's just the Democrats' way of painting it as a peaceful protest because no arrests were made. You know what I mean? That's just how they give that extra fluff to it, where it's like, oh, okay, so it's not a January 6th thing. It's not a Trump rally. It's not a this. It's not a that. You know, it's just fluff. Thousands
So
of protesters in
basically,
cities.
not my
So
bad.
basically, go ahead. What you saying?
So basically, they're being sore losers. They're still moping about the political loss.
Bro, if anyone is upset with what Trump is doing right now as the president, they are completely a sore loser. Only because it's like, I know for a fact for the people that's upset with what Trump is doing, if he was doing it under the guise of a different party, all would be okay. But it never happened under that party just because of the fact of what that party was contributing to, or the lack of thereof, to the American people. So yeah, that
Um.
was what I wanted to bring to your attention today.
So why can't we, as a country, compete and then unite, and then when the time comes, compete and then support the winner and then move forward. Like I don't understand what's so hard about that.
You know, I feel that it's a lost art. There's a word for that, bro. There's a phrase for that. You know what I mean? And it's a lost art, and it's called. You ready for this?
Hmm.
Friendly competition.
Mm. Yeah,
You
there you
know what I
go.
mean?
You know,
Friendly
simplify it so
competition.
far.
People think, to compete, to go against each other, you gotta hate each other. Nah. I want the best of you, you want the best of me. We're gonna compete so we both be the best. May the best man win. You know, you remember that phrase? You remember that?
It's like, why can't it be a pool of people that are just like available, right? And then when we find out which of the two is best out of this group, and then we move forward with those two individuals, not party based, but just because they ended up the two most popular out of the group that we started with. I think that's how it was supposed to go.
I mean, elections supposed to go with the way that they promote it to us and the way they sell it to us. Elections are supposed to be solely based off of what the people want.
I mean, but that's only happened in this administration, according to reports.
That's just true. But what I'm saying is like we both know that that's not how it is. A lot of things that goes on behind the scenes of making or having a president elected. You know, yeah, it's the guise of the American people, but
I mean, it's funny that the Republicans even um, leave it. Hmm, let's let her out. The Republicans are almost disappointed that they weren't able to fully control how it all went down, in that Trump actually won on his own merit and not based on how they wanted him to win. And it seems to me that the people that are willing to communicate with Trump and his administration are able to get things done because he acknowledges the fact that the people want and the politicians have not given.
mm. So with the current projection of today's government, right? I see it going towards a technocracy, right? I keep bringing that word up because it's literally become one of my favorite words to use.
I understand that, but the thing is,
So no, I'm just asking, uh,
mhm,
do you think that that would be a better tool for the American people than bureaucracy?
okay, the reason why I have a problem with the technocracy thing is
Okay.
because in its definition, it specifically speaks to not involving the people being ruled by said
Hmm.
experts. Understand? So that is where my issue is, and because we are in America, that's not going to work.
Right. So you rather be in a bureaucracy demise as a democracy.
No, that's not what I said. I
What's
said
the
that
alternative?
the technic the the technic what is it?
Technocracy.
The technocracy
Right.
is good if adapted to democracy's the influence of people. And
Okay.
if and if that is the direction we are headed in, I'm happy to see it come.
Okay.
So if we can see
Okay.
the
So
adaptation,
you're okay with it being a tool. You're just not okay with it being the brains.
for sure.
Okay. I could agree with
Because
that. I like
we need the tools. As farmers, we need the hose, the shovels, the rakes, and the water supply.
that. Like I said, the hoes and the shovels. Trying to get us banned.
I'm just talking about some gardening tools. It's just crazy how things play out. Now
Okay.
we had a government that we knew nothing about. They hit a bunch of stuff and they paid a bunch of people that didn't benefit the people of the country in which they represent. When
Nope.
those people are starting to be put out, for the sins that they have committed against the people that pay them, now everybody is having hissy fits. Why are there so many puppets? Why are people actually
Bro,
so
so, you know,
desperate and poor that they are willing to take money or whatever the benefit is to play stupid?
what if they are, bro? What if they not playing?
Listen, to, the fact that they're getting paid to do it shows that they're not stupid. Because if you're really stupid, you'd be stupid for free.
No, I don't know about that. It's just a different level of stupid. That's ignorance. What you talking about doing it for free?
All
I
right.
think getting paid for it, even though you know it's bullshit, is even more stupider than being ignorant. At least you true to what you believe in,
I mean,
or don't know, or whatever. But if you know better and then you do better. That's just how it go.
yeah, and a lot of people are misunderstanding how these things are going as far as the decisions being made, and are not truly understanding that. Um, let's say there's a drink, an orange carbonated drink that I love so much, right?
Right.
And because of the tariffs, it suddenly doubles in price. Do I have a problem?
No,
Why do I not have a problem?
because you would be perfectly fine without that soda that's gonna kill your ass.
Not okay. Let's not talking about chaos at the moment. I'm just saying, Mr. Plain Old Joe loves this foreign orange soda.
He gonna
Okay.
be all right. I'm telling
No,
you,
no,
whoever it is, he gonna be all
no
right.
way. He's not going to be okay. He's not going because the tariffs made his soda expensive, and so now he's going to fucking die. Okay,
He's gonna
because
die. He's gonna
he's
die because he didn't get a
going to
soda,
die.
bro.
Exactly. That is what we have going on here with these people panicking about the fucking tariffs. Either buy a different orange soda for the same price or spend the fucking money on the expensive soda. Okay? And shut the fuck up and continue on with your life, is what I'm saying. Who cares
Bro, I
about
did not
these
see you
tariffs?
going there with it. I didn't see
Right,
that one coming.
right.
I didn't see that one coming. That was good.
I'm just saying that's just what's going on. That's just plain English what's going on with these tariffs, okay?
Oh
This is
man, you
one
led me
that's just
down that
one
rabbit
example.
hole. I fell right into that shit.
It's just one example of how we have failed as a society. Okay, why we should have kept certain things a certain way, like the word taboo, right? Is completely lost to many people. Okay, and I don't know the exact definition, right? But in my heart and soul, I remember that there was a time, right, where you would do stuff, right, that wasn't generally acceptable in the public, like around small children or elderly or religious people, because we all are in common space outside, and you do
You
certain
know,
things behind the door, right? Minding your own business. But we used to know that there were plenty of people of different orientations and preferences for a long time, by the way, dress, carry themselves, or whatever. And those were just little hints as they were acting like everybody else, that they may live a little different, and that is totally fine. But when we have issues like women showing too much skin in theme parks on a regular, standard, basic day, right, where there are multitudes of foreigners and children and elderly and uh, young people working, like it's just not an environment to over sexualize yourself, right? But
right.
this is a post that came across my attention recently, where that is a problem because people don't understand that being in public means that even though you are an adult and an individual, you must consider that there are other people in the same space. And you got to either carry yourself or cover yourself in a manner that will keep any extra distraction from occurring. But then we
Right.
have the argument that women, particularly, cannot be told how to dress because then we are infringing on their boundaries. But then you
Right.
have women who have the same problem as some men, but they voice themselves to a crowd of men. And so it doesn't even, the message doesn't even get across to the people it needs to. So it's just, you can't say nothing to nobody's kid. There's just a lot of bullshit in the world today that is easily avoided and cleaned and dealt with simple self control and tolerance.
Yeah, and communities going now. You know what I mean? So you remember
Community,
back in the day, you'll have a project full of kids running around, and they'd be completely safe because everybody mama know each other mama. But get your ass down from that far. Go tell Miss Celia on your ass. I bet you tighten up. I bet you get right. I bet.
mm-hmm.
Yes, ma'am. But yeah, community going now. You say anything to anybody else, kid, man, good law. You might get a court case, you might get sued, emotional damage, and all kind of man, it's crazy. And it's like when they took that away from society, that hurt our community the most because we the only community that really cared that way, that really correct, something that we seen was wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, we really needed
Especially
it because our men were disappearing off the face of the earth in crazy numbers.
right. So yeah, with that being said, bro, that's heavy one to unpack. I like the viewers to let me know what they think down in the comments. Do you think women should be more, how could we put it, aware of environments more so freedoms? Because you can
I don't
literally
think that's.
dress.
I mean, that question is not is too
You
shallow.
you you
That
can
question too
literally
shallow.
dress
Let's go.
like
Let's go. Let's let's go submariner. So check. How about where is the self control and tolerance?
let us
Even
know in the
if
comments.
even if
Cause
somebody acts, wild and insane, do you really gotta meet them there?
and that shit it's crazy, bro. Like man, the things that's acceptable in society nowadays is just like mind blowing, bro. Like 100%. I go to open up my feed on IG, for instance, right? If I go and I hit the little search button, you know how they got like a grid of videos that's popular and this and that.
Yeah,
I guarantee you, I'm gonna see about two women with BBLs, three, I don't know, butts just out there for no reason, side shots. I'm gonna see two
that's
completely.
that story feed going across the top be going dumb. People
And
that
I'm
you
like,
grew up
bro,
with
and,
told they
and when you
forgot
look
to
at it and you
pray.
think about it and you like, dang, these are actual people out there putting themselves out there, embarrassing themselves like this. Cause not
Ooh, I got a
all of
good
them
one.
look good, but at the same time, like I said, things have become so acceptable in society to where if you try to correct someone, you're wrong. You're wrong for correcting them. And I get it, but I don't at the same time.
I mean, I have issues to the point where the evolution of society is disappointing. Even as far as
Bad, bro.
it comes
Talk on.
to inheritance. Back in the early days, when I say early days, we're speaking um, BC. The inheritance was given to an individual when they reached the age of leaving the household, not when the parents died. When
Mhm.
they had enough skill and resources and knowledge and know how to get their own, be on their own, that's when they received their inheritance.
Mhm.
But now we're looking forward to parents and grandparents passing away for to receive money that would never amount to what that person meant to your life.
Yep. Go get that scat pack. Like go get that Hellcat.
It's just and that's where it's funny that people say get out at 18, but how much of a foundation are they stepping out onto based on you? And if we look back in those pre and biblical times, uh, literally, if I kicked you out at, which sometimes it was younger than 18, it wouldn't even be a kicking out. It'd be you're being married to this individual, and I'm gonna give you this portion of what I own right now from all I've created and built up to go with you.
So yeah, it also falls on the parents as well, man. You know, if you feel, I feel that's immature on any parent behalf to kick, force, I'll say, their seed out because they hit a certain age. I mean, you as a parent, you signed up for a duty for life. You know what I'm saying? That's more sacred than marriage, if you ask me. You get what I mean? But I digress. And I say that to say, really, that age should be around 23, 24.
Only because we have dumb our
Been
children down
set
with the
back so
with
far
teaching
to where,
right. But
you
we
know what I
need
mean?
to take it back down by teaching more important things younger. Like children should really understand money as soon as they understand counting, and it needs to be on a deeper level than this piece of thing means this much money. It needs to be, sales and marketing and products and services and like management,
This is
production,
true. But that
agriculture.
all starts in home. We gotta do that individually.
We bring
As
trade back into the education system, all the
mhm.
way back into the education system, like it's early as freshman in high school for the time being, till we can regraduate our society to where the younger people, the middle school age children will be taking on occupational education, preparing to provide for themselves by the time they hit high school age.
Totally agree. But they took those and they put them in the prison systems.
Right. Because we need to educate them after they completely forgotten the fact that you need to work to eat.
Right. So being that an influx of manufacturer jobs are coming into America, do you think that the prisons are going to be the new sweatshops?
Hopefully, it'd make more sense to teach the children how to be prepared to enter the workforce than making prisoners do work. but you know they're
You
going to
know,
try to.
under this administration, I could see it being a possibility, but I
Uh,
don't think that a lot of people are gonna push for it just because the owners of the private prisons are just gonna miss out on so much profit and so much money that where they're gonna swing their influence to make sure that shit don't happen.
now, that would be interesting to see laws um, that penalize people who benefit from prisoners in some sort of way. Just some kind of you're
Well,
capped at a certain profit or something. I don't know. It's
well, when you look at
just
it,
so
that's it's because once you become a prisoner, you're not a citizen in that moment, bro. You're property of the state. You're
yeah,
under
what do you call it?
their
You say a 13th Amendment slave?
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So I mean, I get the concept, but at the end of the day, hopefully we're trending towards a better future, a better education system. Um,
And I think that that should also tie in with the prison systems. I think that the prison system needs
I think the prison system
influx.
should be federal. That's something that should be federal.
The prison system entirely.
Yeah, that'd cut a lot of the bull.
Give me some insight.
Understand that if it is one justice system, one jurisdiction, no matter how it goes, if you're guilty, you're guilty. And there will be a standardized punishment for each type of guilty.
Okay.
See who plays with them then, right? Because at that point you're really setting yourself up. Because they can only put so much laws on so many things, especially since they'll be spread super thin, right? So it have to be actual crimes they're paying attention to. You don't have any time to bullshit about anything else other than supervising your officers keeping the peace in the communities, and then supervising the people in your custody while they're in the justice system and serving their times.
Right.
And then you have the state, county, and local police structure can remain the same, but when they turn over the individual and that gavel drops and that case is closed, once you're guilty, you get handed over to the federal corrections system.
Say that then. That sounds pretty
You, I
pretty
don't. I
accurate. I
think
like that.
they remove private prisons. It will standardize the legal system, and then they'll have to start from scratch. But
Hmm.
that's too big of a project.
That would be a huge project, bro.
Like
Think
you
about
have
all the
to
prisons
just
and
hand over all the everything to so the individual jurisdictions won't be able to have. They'll have their own laws, but it'd be like non-punishable laws type shit, like tickets and citations and shit like that.
right. Okay. Yeah, that makes most sense. So with that, we done hit the 30-minute mark. How about we get into these universal laws?
I'm about to say, I know you ain't got no good curveball today.
Oh, I got the best curveball today.
Oh, there you go. I don't even have the bat in there by me. I forgot to put the bat by this new desk.
Okay, so the first law we have today is called the law of attitude, my boy.
Hmm.
The law of attitude. No two people will respond to the same situation in the same way. You and you alone chooses your attitude.
Yep, yep. So I believe that we control only two things as human beings. It is the energy that you put into the moment that you're in and some of your thoughts. And so essentially, the attitude is everything. And I have a terrible one. So that's why I don't have anything.
The attitude really molds your perception. Like it says, no two people respond to one thing the same way. It's just not the way we build. So that was the law of attitude. The law of association is next. Right?
Connecting the
If
dots, my
two,
favorite.
what happened?
Say connecting the dots is my favorite thing to do.
Connect these then. The law of association. If two or more units have something in common, the commodity, the commonality can be used to influence or control the other thing. The more common they both are, the more the influence.
Yeah, water and
Wait,
fire.
what happened?
Water and fire.
What you
What
mean?
commonality between water and fire?
Air?
Close. More specifically,
Oxygen.
yes, sir.
Totally get it. Now the next one is the law of fearful confrontation. I thought that you might like this one.
Hit me.
When you fear something and have the courage to overcome it, you become addicted to doing so.
Mm, mm, mm. Oh yeah, that's terrible. That's what gets a lot of people messed up.
So when you accomplish something, you get addicted to accomplishing things.
No, no, no. That is not. No, no, no. Listen.
Yeah, look, let me read it
Right.
over.
Oh, no, oh no, no. I'm saying yeah, you're right, but I'm just saying that's what gets people messed up
How so?
because it's not just about winning, right?
Okay.
So if you do something that you're not sure about and it works, either you get addicted to it and you do that thing over and over again, right? Until it doesn't work anymore. And then either you're completely disappointed or you can move on, right? But
Right.
but some people will get one thing right and think they're going to get everything right, and then they run through life, uh, headstrong into a damn wall. So they can that overcoming can be a two-edged sword there for sure.
Oh man. So yeah, that's the three laws from the book of universal law, universal knowledge. Ugh. The link will be in the bio. Check that out. And also, if you haven't already, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. You have made it to the part of the curveball. We're gonna spend some time on this because we're gonna get biblical on y'all. I'm about to hit chaos with a biblical curveball on on Jesus sandals. You about to get the curveball. You about to get the curveball from Jerusalem.
Oh.
Okay. So I got a question for you, Mr. Chaos. You get one chance to answer it. who is one person in the Bible with no mother, no father, and the king paid them tithes.
The king paid him tithes.
The king paid them tithes.
You talking about Abraham met King? Oh man, Melchizedek.
Don't pull up Google. Don't pull
I
up
says the
Google.
Melchizedek. Hey, I'm not typing up nothing.
You got it. You got it.
Yeah. You can't beat me, man.
You got it.
You can't beat me, man. Yeah, I knew the name it almost lost me for a second, but yeah, no, that was Abraham got visited by the king, Melchizedek, and he paid him tithes because he seen he was a righteous man. Yeah, don't play with me, boy. Yeah.
I like that. I like that. So, yeah, I took a deep dive on him. He appears in Genesis 14, 18, Genesis chapter 14, verses 18 through 20, where he is described as the king of Salem and priest of God Most High. He blesses Abraham. Later, Abraham gives him a tenth of everything.
Right.
In Hebrews chapter 7, verses 1 through 3, the New Testament elaborates on Melchizedek, saying he is without father or mother, without genealogy, without beginning of days or end of life, resembling Son of God. This has led many to believe a mysterious and significant figure, even a foreshadowing of Christ in Christian theology. What do you think? Who do you think he was, and how is that possible? Or would you just chalk it up as one of those just like mythical stories in the Bible?
I mean, at the end of the day, we have to remember that there were several stories of visitors, and some of them were described as beautiful people wrapped in heavenly clothing, and we say that they're angels, but understanding that the God that I believe created all things simply brought forth a portion of himself in this representation in order to give us a message. And when you receive a blessing, you can take from what you have to show your appreciation. Now, I understand a couple of churches specifically lean on this 10% tithing as a framework for how they tithe in their churches. But the part that cracks me up is that we see multiple financial structures in the Bible. And the one that actually seems to be more home to beneficial to our modern time would be Joseph in Egypt. And so there's just a lot of times where I hear people wondering and questioning the place in which these individuals come from. And I really like to remind people that the most important part is to get the lesson, because getting to know the messenger will only get you so far. because if you didn't hear or understand what he said, then he existed for nothing.
Ooh, pressure. It's the chaos. That's why I can't do this with nobody else, bro. You hit the points that I be thinking. I be thinking, you be like, oh man, that's chaos talking. I thought I was thinking my thoughts. It's this. You see, that's why I can't do it like that. You feel me? That. So you knocked my curveball out the park. I don't appreciate that. I'm coming back with a vengeance next time. You
I'm
gotta know that.
undefeated, man. I've known you for a while. I've known you
You
for a
gotta
while,
know
and
that.
you have yet to strike me out, man.
Oh, I got you one time. I got you last time. I got you last time. But
Man,
we
we
gonna
gonna run
come back
that
to
clip.
that.
I don't remember you beating me on the curveball. What was that?
What?
My bad. The dang, that's right. The
I'll pull
adoptee
up the clip.
child. I forgot about. Man, we need to name him. We need to name him. Oh man, adoptee. We gotta call him adoptee.
Who?
You talking about little homie that didn't know he was charcoal?
We gotta name him
Oh
Ethiopia.
man, what was that Dave Chappelle character name where he was a blind dude, blind black dude that hated black people? He was a Klan member. Um,
Oh man, what was his name?
that's his name. That's what. Hold on.
Now you remember that episode when it was a family full of white people and he came in and he was like, "What up, niggers?"
Yeah, yeah, but nah, he can't get. He can't. We can't call him. We need to call him.
It's the same thing.
No, it's
It's
not.
the same thing.
Nope,
Nah,
nope, it's not at all.
he wanted to be all right.
He would commit suicide because he was black.
That's wild.
Clayton Bigsby.
Bigsby, that was his last name. Clay Bigsby. We're gonna call him Mr. Bigsby. Oh, Mr. Bigsby.
Is
Yeah,
that the curveball you beat me on? Or
that
you
was
talking
the
about
one.
another? That the one? Oh, that's what I thought. Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
So you
yeah,
got one.
yeah.
So two more. You still got to
Yeah.
give me two
Hand.
more for a strikeout. Come on.
See
Ain't that?
that was like that wasn't even really a curveball though.
It
That
even
was more
swing.
yeah. Uh, that was a splitter because yeah, I had your hands on your knees. You were cracking up over
Pause.
though.
Shout to Cam and Mace.
Bruh. You got it, my boy. Hey, this has been the table of greatness, yo. Appreciate you coming on, sharing your thoughts. This was just we wanted to get these thoughts out there, and we want y'all to let us know what y'all think in the comments. And as always, my great people, think with greatness.